it can be immediately. It can be immediately go to the, sorry. Sorry for the inconvenience. Is it okay? Is it okay? Sorry for the inconvenience. So now you're getting those characteristics. What are the characteristics? They are the global reach. Is it okay, voice, Raghuveer? Raghuveer? Is it okay? Please answer, Raghuveer.
Hello.
Okay. Is it resound is coming?
Somewhat resound is coming, sir.
No, is okay?
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much for giving the information. If there is like this, you can just share with me, not to worry. Regarding electronic media, mainly it is global reach and it can be operated instantly. I'm saying that regarding, see, we have seen like small news at our localized area, which is needed in a global shareable manner. Is it okay? Voice? No, why it is voice is like, which can we stop now? Noise with sounds?
Now, okay, sir.
Shall I read this? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, maybe the sound due to what it is. Now it is like characteristics. Mainly it is global reach. Instantly we can operate and virtually unique, monitorable. We can see interactive and informative whenever we require immediately. We can say immediately we can access. Previously, we have to send information, then accessible, then we can interact. Now it is then and then. Now we can see that voice, text, and visualization, which is a very live example, our own class itself. So electronic media, it is giving a voluminous things, how best we can, mainly based on the, in addition to the above general characteristics of electronic media, in which make their adoption more judicious, more courteous, or may effectively at the speed and storage and resource sharing, information transfer, simultaneous operations. We can operate simultaneously. Mainly, this electronic media made possible to perform many functions simultaneously. We can make news as well as the transfer immediately, and we can access one-to-one or one-to-many or many to even one. Because as the feedback, many to one, it can be updated easily. So, what are the types of media? Electronic media types you can see: magnetic, optical, and hypermedia. The electronic media will be magnetic media, optical media, hypermedia. We know that magnetic, it's stored in the magnetic tape. Optical, it's the CDs. Hypermedia, you can see how best you can save. Even nowadays, cloud also come up in that. We need not to think about the storage media in our own premises. Cloud. The only thing is we have to hire. It will not be with us own. It cannot be like owned. But indirectly, you are owning the data in based on the others platform. So it will be like similarly owned, but similarly owned. Magnetic media, we can see that magnetic media, characteristics of magnetic media. MB size, mainly size of the resources based on the storages, it can be utilized. Magnetic is like lifetime will be, think about the more many comparatively optical. Optical must, it can be stored many years, but if it is broke, if it is break, we can't even access. Is there any scratches in optical media? We can't. But storage is like a little bit secured and safe is magnetic media and handy also. But only thing is equipment. How can we utilize? Optical media, you can see that what are the requirements, size of the requirement. MB size, you can see that how nowadays enhanced MB size in optical media too. Types of the optical media. Like we can see that laser vision, CD audio, CD writer, rewriter, rewritable one. You can see all the equipment. Anyone know, not well known about that, you can raise your hands regarding what is the CDs. Audio visual CDs and just text CDs. Even within the text or audio visual, it can be one time recorded or many times. And also erase and rewrite. These three types will be there. One is one time, one is next level, one is erase and write. That is a rewrite. Optical media. Nowadays 700 MB, I think, storage media, and also GB size also is increasing based on the audio visual. And equipment. The equipment required for optical media is a CD drivers, and a CD and video players to see and access to the stored data. Hypermedia mainly, we can see that according to the Nelson, hypertext is a non-linear, non-sequential text. A hypertext system allows user to link information such as the words, sentences in one electronic document to the related information with anchored regarding just we have seen that previous if document to be accessed, we can see the document, whole document. If it is a link sent to them, just if you click the link, it leads to open that particular storage data wherever it is, based on the server. This is a hypermedia. Storage will be very minimal when we are giving that message. It leads to link, access to that particular link. And also it can be controlled also by giving that control whenever you want to open or how much hours to be opened and how many days. Based on this, now technology, we are accessing hypermedia. And if any lecture series, see, we have a lecture series, particular 6 months program. So now it is a very free enough to all the people to access particular stored area. If link lifetime, like 6 months will be allowed, we can access. After 6th month, we have to register particular link to access. It can be controlled by whomsoever given to the like registered manner. How we are registering the bro. It can be online manner like 6 months. Now your access allowed to access. And if you are not clear within a year, it can be accessed extended based on the re-registration process. Once you register particular seminar or particular subject or particular coursework or particular credit hour, it will be added advantage to make use of it in a given time only. That hypertext, it can be converted into the links. Web link, we can see that. Hypertext linked with a graphic, audio, as well as a movie. The database includes a structured framework and retrieval mechanism is navigational. Whatever I said is a navigational. Navigational means it can be controlled, navigate, who is using, and it can be de-linked also as per registration authorities worked on it. So we can see that at 9:30, we have seen the link. Sometimes it may not open till 10 o'clock. 10:30 is open. After 12:30, it will be disabled. These are based on the link structured with navigational manner. Hypertext is proposed an alternative media to publication and study scholarly text, which would provide more helpful environment to the advanced study of the imaginative literature. We can see that how fast access our students and already recorded one we are accessing. It is precise. See particular coursework as a reference we have seen that bibliography reference, whatever we discussed. Small links, if it is attached links like 5 to 10, we can complete our credit works, whatever credits for the particular our own like communication information system, whatever. Okay, particular credit hours, 6 hours or 6 credits or 3 credits. Based on that, we can see the precise links. And last time I said about that blended learning, which is can be concise, precise manner, but information needed in advance to the students before coming to the classroom. That's why we have to more interactive with that end, like whenever we are our classwork can be 20 minutes, end of the 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Be positive to work on interactive sessions. Characteristics of hypertext. The media depicts physical and logical network of the text. The structure of the document is flexible. Free movement into the text is possible. Wherever you want to go up and down. Okay? Free movement in the text, and also you can highlight what text it is. What we require, we can see that the sharing the document. As a hypertext, we can share the document, we can see that, we can discuss. And support navigation through the large database. If the database is very large, also we can support with a small link based on the again storage of server, speed of our internet can be accessed very easily. It's a very useful computer aided learning, which we are already on the job right now. One to many, many to one. It can be computer aided learning. Only thing is equipment required. That's why I'm telling convention, non-convention. These two is the only thing is convention is not required any equipment. Wherever you want, 24/7, if it is within your hand, you can go access. But electronic media, you can be very 24/7, but in a navigational manner. It will be precise as how develops your resources and allowed for the sharing for what purpose. Equipment mainly computer and like whatever end stored product and end product based on the barrier, whatever media and communication. Internet, here's the media, the internet transfer. How can we transfer the information? Text, audio, and movie. Size, based on the size, we can transfer and we can access and we can give the feedback to it. And compare the various media communication. You can see the communication, various media communication in the page number 99. How the evaluation process. You can see the history of the development taken place in the information communication sector. 15th century, print occurred and audiovisual 19th century started. Microforms which is stored and just punch cards. We can see the punch cards olden days. When we go to the olden days industries, we used to punch regarding the employee details will be already stored. When you enter into that particular gate, your time starts when click. Now, biometric one, we can face things like even classwork also biometric and attendance system, where you are present or not, and also class. When we register the class, allowed to go for the access. Now we are not implying like implementing in India. You have to register. See, 160 students we are having, but only 30 chairs are there. It should be registered. What can we do then? The table or access to be done in advance. Who registered particular tomorrow class? For them only will be allowed. That punch based on the facial reading also come up, and even password, facial, and physical. Just if you see your face or thumb or type any password, again password. These are come up in the 20th century, advanced like photography, like whatever it is. Evaluation. And the description of storage, you can see that optimum storage in the print, even audiovisual optimum, even microphone optimum. Electronic is optimum capacities. Space is more requirement. Now it is less, and also less required space. Cost, it is expensive, but later low cost. This is inexpensive when one-time investment. Based on that, you can see if you store needed CDs 30 rupees or whatever. But if it is one-time equipment to be storage, you need the computer, you need that advanced software, then only you can store in the particular place. After required like basic infrastructure developed in a basic level, one-time investment, and next year will be very cheap. Even maintenance also. Same microphone inexpensive, electronic again expensive. Why am I saying expensive? Same. We need equipment, large sector to reach large many people. If you need like BBC, take the Asian news, they have to install their server with the remote location. That maintenance needed. We can't say simply it's going. Whenever we type, it cannot be that much as much easy for the communication to the print. Print means packet size we can send, but it takes the time. But electronic one, it can be go to the routed to the server. That server required more space and speed also. Whenever we want to share the information, that shown as expensive. And access to information is direct. There's no need to any equipment required to access to the print one. But in a electronic, it like audio visual need a special sequential as well as direct. Same sequential and direct. Same sequential and direct also. We need equipment. Sharing of information 180x. Same like audio and video 180x. But electronic media simultaneously. When I said like last night also, like only one person can see that convention. And non-conventional, one to many. So how can we take like, say one book is there, printed one, copyright, printed one. When it's a printed copyright, we can't allow wherever required, like just scan and keep on the electronic resource. It cannot be allowed because the copyright act. If it is given electronic as well as print by selling up a CD or a given text in a scanned form already with the publisher, we can access. Otherwise, it's under the copyright violation. So please be very careful. Electronic media, it like print only allowed. It cannot be converted into the conversion by scanning and not to share. It is share like limited access with the precise one, only academic purpose, not sellable. If it is once you can't, like already I told about that, copyright act will be implemented and they can take huge amount of that's why we have to be very careful which can be shareable as per our own library provision or information provision. So be very careful about that. The laws, one case, Delhi University, I think. One Xerox person, Xerox and giving the Xerox, because very big case it is. I want to share with you. The experience with the Delhi University, one small unit, stationery from Xerox Center opened in long years back. Is as usual practice is a given like student come for the Xerox is given a Xerox. Those of that Xerox used by many people. One publisher sued on the university allowing their copy to make Xerox and make many copies and share. So this is like almost many lakhs of rupees fined on that particular Xerox center. Then he requested that he is not aware about the copyright law and it's a make as a practice similar some almost decades of the practice did it. But unfortunately, that publisher not listened to that guy and he sued and he want to go for that huge amount he unable to pay. And he went for the court. This is not capacity on my own, which is unknowingly happened. So later, government of India involved in that, and also Delhi University people involved. This is for India. We cannot because that person even lifetime, he not even earned that money to pay it off. So slowly, the implementation like copyright, like huge discussion was there. Slowly, the publisher accepted based on that ignorance. So he said, okay, but not to repeat. It is a given as a limelight regarding copyright laws. It can be whenever implemented, whenever they want, they can sue. So library professional and information will be very careful about whatever Xerox center within the library. Be very careful about that. Chapter wise okay, academic okay, purpose is okay, but not shareable. Whatever you have, even board of like BAS also not allowed. BAS board of this Bureau of Indian Standards books are there. They are giving and free of cost to the students. They can share, but the library institutional cost will be differs. If we are keeping student copy in a library in the CD, we cannot allowed access to our own server. We have to be very right to take from the Bureau of Indian Standard any copy text. It is recorded. If the region is recorded, it can be given a small amount of the rupees by order to the Bureau of Indian Standard, whomsoever they are ISI, you can share even MDC, codes are there, many interest standards are, it can be shareable. Only thing is, we have to just communicate, we are sharing, that's it. It can be given a credit also to the particular area where the people are accessing. And what is the new knowledge is coming out. They can say that new knowledge means if there is any communication feedback regarding the any print or any theorem, it is not applicable present, then they can be access to recorrect. The editors are there, like similar to the DTC. So now convention, non-convention is clear about that. Before going to next unit, like communication and mass media. Any doubts, you can just raise your voices and access. If you say to the authorities, you can request. We can interact for this particular convention, non-convention. We are closing now. If there is any need requirement, clear about your doubts. Simply I'm saying, convention is without need equipment. Non-convention is you need equipment, particularly navigation again. If the equipment you have, it can be controlled by who they are sharing that particular information stored in their location. Okay, local to global, global to local, we can say this. Okay, so we can go for the next, take 5 minutes and complete that. If there is an interaction we need, just 5 minutes. Any doubts, you can text if unable to access. Today's presentation, you can see that many people are busy in the writing their even working for them. I think today and writing their assignments is busy. I think. Is it voice is clear? Anything else? And sorry for that. I accessed it through others' equipment, like Harsha as well is showing my this thing. I'm unable to edit actually that you during that before access transfer. Anything else regarding convention, non-conventional? So make use of electronic media. How can we communicate? So small examples we can see. Make your assignment as a PPT. Use audio and try to communicate with the PPTs. Whatever you read, you have written the communication regarding assignments. Make use of text as a PDF manner, store that particular page, and connect to the PPTs link wise. Then we can see how your class, this class is effectively using. So make hyperlinks, how can we connect it? Anything else? Anybody wants? Just you can. Gayatri garu. Trying unmute. I'm unable. 30 seconds. Say. Anyone else? Kirana, you can access it. Students for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Please use the allow, unmute and allow to unmute there. Can you text me like I'm just taking as a present or not? I'll call just text me. Bhukya Swami.
సార్ మధ్య మధ్యలో కొంచెం తెలుగు కూడా వాడుతూ ఉన్నాను సార్.
Can you repeat? Srilakshmi garu.
సార్
anything else to talk regarding convention, non-convention? You can interact with like whatever concerns you have. We already attended your assignments. So how best you can make use of electronic media for your classwork. Mainly I'm just giving you as a special, not as assignment. Make practice whatever given assignment. Make use of space. You can just store it, make it as a PPT, and present whenever required. It can be present. Sorry, the resound is coming. Anything else? Because your access and interaction will be more elaborate in your examinations. If you interact, if your doubts will be clear right now. Telugu. So shall I use middle? Okay. Telugu are there because DLS people are there in Telugu medium.
వాయిస్ చాలా బ్రేక్ అవుతుంది సార్.
Now is it okay? It's okay?
వాయిస్ డిస్టర్బెన్స్ వస్తుంది సార్.
వస్తుంది, రిసౌండ్ వస్తుంది సార్ ఇట్లా.
I don't know where it is. How can I stop resounding from my side? Can anyone help? If I mute, my sound may come, but I cannot hear. Is it okay right now?
Now okay.
But now my output also, input and output is closing. Sorry, next time I'll just keep ready. Shall I access through my this one? Oh. Now it's okay? Sorry. Now there is no resound, I think. Am I right?
Sir.
Is okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. We have simultaneously accessed iPhone also. Please interact regarding that. Whatever, all 4 or 5 units, 6 up to here. It is a how many units we completed? 7 units completed. Okay. With these 7 units, you can make use of today's class. How the non-conventional media taken place. You know that what is the development taken place. Nowadays we can store whatever we have the information with our own writing. You make use of it. Scan that or filter your cam, like take a pic, keep it to the PPT and add your audio visual, whatever your records, your voice, gesture. Try to communicate within a one form and link to hyperlink, like whatever. Prepare a link. We don't know how best we can, but try. We are not teaching your computer classes, but try to make use of technology. Even our kids know very well, or our friends knows very well, or our brothers and sisters knows very well. Just make use of it as an information provision. Small bits of technology apply. అర్థమవుతుంది కదా? మనకున్న రిసోర్సెస్ లో ఉన్న అవైలబుల్ ఉన్న రిసోర్సెస్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో వాటితో కొంచెం ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తూ ఈ క్లాస్ ఇప్పటి వరకు అయిన దాన్ని మీరు ఆల్రెడీ అసైన్మెంట్స్ రాశారు కదా, ఆ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ తోని కొంచెం నెక్స్ట్ లెవెల్కి వెళ్ళడానికి ట్రై చేయండి. అదేంటంటే కన్వెన్షన్ ఆల్రెడీ చెప్పాను. రైటింగ్ ఆర్ రీస్టోరింగ్ నీడ్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్. దీనికి ఎక్విప్మెంట్ అవసరం ఉంటుంది. ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ రైటింగ్ అండ్ అడాప్టింగ్ దట్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మ్ ఇన్ టు ద ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ మీడియా. మనం ఒక పిక్ తీసుకొని షేర్ చేస్తాం, ఎక్విప్మెంట్ రిక్వైర్డ్ కదా, ఇట్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ఎలక్ట్రానిక్. బట్ ఒక లెటర్ ఫామ్ తీసుకొని వేరే వాళ్ళకి ఇస్తున్నాం అనుకోండి, లెటర్, జస్ట్ లెటర్, ఇన్లైన్ లెటర్ ఐ కెన్ సే, ఎగ్జాంపుల్ పోస్ట్ కార్డ్ ఐ కెన్ సే, ఇట్స్ అ కన్వెన్షనల్. కన్వెన్షన్ నాన్ కన్వెన్షన్ కి మీకు డిఫరెన్స్ తెలిసిపోయింది కదా, అందరికి అర్థమైంది కదా? కెన్ యు సే yes, no? కళ్యాణి గారు
సార్ రిపీట్ వన్ టైం.
ఏం లేదు, కన్వెన్షనల్ నాన్ కన్వెన్షన్ అంటే, కన్వెన్షన్ అనే దానికి ఏంటంటే మనకి ఎక్విప్మెంట్ అవసరం ఉండదు. కన్వెన్షన్ అంటే లైక్ జస్ట్ బుక్ చదవడానికి ఎక్విప్మెంట్ అవసరమా? కాదు కదా. అండ్ అది ఒకరికి మాత్రం యూజ్ అవుతుంది. వన్ టైం ఓన్లీ వన్ పర్సన్ కెన్ యూజ్ ఇట్. దీనికి ఆపోజిట్ ఏంటి? ఎక్విప్మెంట్ అవసరం ఉన్న దాంతో మెనీ పీపుల్ ఆల్సో కెన్ రీడ్ అండ్ రైట్, కెన్ యాక్సెస్, కెన్ షేర్, కెన్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్. అది నాన్ కన్వెన్షనల్ మెథడ్ అంటారు. అర్థమైంది కదా?
ఎస్ సార్.
నాన్ కన్వెన్షనల్ మెథడ్ అంటే ప్రజెంట్ మనం వాట్ ఎవర్ వీఆర్ ఎంజాయింగ్ నవ్ డేస్ టోటల్లీ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాన్ కన్వెన్షనల్. ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ బై వాక్ ఆన్ ఫుట్ యు ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు యాక్సెస్ ద ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్, ఏమైతుంది? మీరు వెళ్ళి మీ యాక్సెస్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ అంటే మీకు బుక్ అన్న ఉండాలి మీ చేతిలో, లేటర్ ఎక్విప్మెంట్ అవసరం లేదు, కానీ ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ దానికి కంపల్సరీ ఎక్విప్మెంట్ అవసరం. ఇఫ్ యూ సమ్మన్ టేక్ పిక్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేయాలంటే ఏం కావాలి? ఒక సిస్టమ్ నుంచి ఇంకో సిస్టమ్కి, ఒకరి దగ్గర నుంచి ఇంకో దగ్గరికి
పాస్ చేయాలి.
పాస్ చేయాలంటే ఏం కావాలి?
సిస్టమ్
ఎక్విప్మెంట్
ఉండాలి, ఎక్విప్మెంట్ ఉండాలి.
ఎక్విప్మెంట్, సాఫ్ట్వేర్, ఇవన్నీ యూసేజ్ కావాలంటే నాన్ కన్వెన్షనల్ ఉంటాయి. నాన్ కన్వెన్షన్ అంటే ఇవన్నీ యూసేజ్ అన్నమాట. జస్ట్ కన్వెన్షన్ అంటే మీరు జస్ట్ ఆ బుక్ తీసుకొని ఇంకోరికి ఇవ్వడం కన్వెన్షన్. సింపుల్.
డైరెక్ట్ ఇదేమో
డైరెక్ట్ ఇట్స్ ద ఫిజికల్ ఫార్మ్, ఇట్స్ అ టచ్ ఫార్మ్. ఓకే, ఇట్ ఈస్ అ టచ్ ఫార్మ్, ఇట్స్ అ ఫిజికల్ ఫార్మ్. ఇది లేనిది నాన్ కన్వెన్షన్. ఇట్స్ ఈజీ అండర్స్టాండబుల్ ఐ థింక్ కదా అందరికి. నాన్ కన్వెన్షన్ అంటే వాట్ ఎవర్ యూజింగ్ ఇట్ టుడే నౌడేస్ ఫెసిలిటీస్ ఆల్ ఆర్ నాన్ కన్వెన్షన్ మోడ్. ఈవెన్ ప్రజెంట్ క్లాస్, మనం క్లాస్ ఏం చేయొచ్చు? మీరు టెక్స్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు, ఆడియో పంపిస్తున్నారు, మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. ఇట్స్ అ మల్టీ టాస్కింగ్. సో దిస్ ఇస్ a non-conventional mode. Anything else? For these all convention, non-convention. Next level we are going within 2 minutes for communication and mass media. Mass media. This is almost like. So shall I start now?
Yes, sir.
So we are going. Just please, if it is able to mute, it's okay. Even unmuted, not to be like disturbance in the voice. Okay. This is the different kinds of the communication practices. Mainly, object is there, stored, shareable, and end-to-end. You can say that feedback also, one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one. These are communication and mass media main characteristics, I can say. It can be oral communication, written communication, print media, electronic media. See, convention, non-convention is over. Now it is fresh start like communication and mass media. It can be oral, it can be written, it can be print, it can be electronic. These all clubbed together treated as a communication and mass media. How we are communicating with the available resources to the maximum extent of the user. It can be, you can see the definitions also. I can just see the structure how it is. Aims and objectives, you can see how the introduction. Previously, even before Gutenberg, almost I told about that signals, communication, how it can be communicated, an idea within our brain, how it can be delivered through the technique or signal to the people, where like advancement like coder, decoder, in between noise, maybe the objectionable or allowable. With that, the barrier will be attended and end user will be experienced with that signal, whether they received or not. Signal means once we are giving any signal, when you go to the end person with the way of posture, with the way of sign. So same similar manner, communication and mass media, how it is extendable manner, like basic level to extendable. How the oral communication, already we talked about that oral communication, written communication, print media, electronic media. These all combinedly communicated with the help of barriers. We can say this unit totally involved in that till 7th units, communication and mass media. Okay. Written, see, we can see that oral communication, introduction of that. In the introduction, you can see oral communication, written communication, print media, electronic media. Just now we have discussed regarding what is the mass media, nature and scope. Mass media, what is the nature, where it is required, and the scope. The use of relatively advanced technology for the mass production and dissemination of the information. If production is massive, For example, we can see that mass media communication, if it is print media, I can say that the small example for the our own course material. Our own course material based on that requirement. See, lakhs of people enrolled, we need to reach them with the print media to be delivered before starting the classwork. How? It will be structured manner. Same thing, relatively advanced technology it can be used if it is extended. See, all over India, we can't say only that particular region to be taken as admission into the university, particular credits. We have to communicate to them what information we have for the classwork in advance. Before that, we have to structure what are the specific subjects are there, how the subjects will be delivered, and what type of the material will be given to the student in a structured manner. Same like the mass media also can see the structure, how the directions, how the organization taken place with this work, how the large audience can be known or unknown, where to be sent. Structure of the mass media can be seen in page number 105. How the structure, you can see very easily, it will be very impact on our own information professionals. So structure of the mass media, if it goes to the journalists, it will be differ. But if it is coming to us, we have to think about that where the source of information can be stored, content. See, RRG, small example I can tell about the research reference group in Ramoji. They stored regarding the information. If we see somebody suddenly become as a Padma Shri awardee, many people cannot be like access that particular person. How can we elaborate with their old photographs to present scenario? It's a small example I can tell about that. One person like recent Padma Shri awardee like Bimla Naik movie. How we come to know that particular person, where the records were there, how that particular instrument using, it can be compared with the media. Is it really using that particular thing? Before giving or before conferring that particular award, only media can be collected the information and communicated to the very fast to that before the evaluation committee. Is it right or wrong? How it can be filtered? Without knowingly, the media and like some photographs you can see in a print media or electronic media. Before that, background work will be there. Which photograph to be accessible? Some like even photography also awarded in the International World Photography. How we can see that evaluation taken place? So many photographs come out of the share regarding that real picture. Recently, Ukraine war taken a pic. How it can be that picturized? How dare the army person is like bombard, like bombs are throwing, and many areas are exploding, like bombs are attacked by the both the people, like war by the protection protected by own the government as well as attacked by the opponents. How the picturization taken place is belongs to whom? Is a real truth giving to the world by keeping that risk life into the risk, taking the pick. At the same time, how it can be mass media structured? We have to source how the content should be stored and what are the control. We can't just show whatever happened. The brutal attacks cannot be given directly, but nowadays media like losing the ethics because of that competition with the reviews, competition with the rating. They are very competitive with one another. Like we need information given in advance. It should not be like a small example. We can see Prince Diana. One journalist behind that they want to take a pic. They want to go very fast in the car. Even they were behind in the very fast. Due to that accident occur, we can just come to know that how the control measures will be taken place. The media to be controlled. Where in the stored content, how it can be reflected. Where the information products and news and newspapers, periodicals, programs, films to be precise and elaborated to the audience. Whom is the audience? You can see that recent. I can see compare with all the information Like print media, you can see one small example. Same information will not be highlighted in a particular region. See, Sakshi, Inadu, and Telangana, Mana Telangana, Umzever, whatever. Why the same impact will not be the same in a particular first page? Based on the importance for that particular organization delivered the newspaper. If it is within South, it cannot be treated as all India represent our own paper. That's why we can see that component in a main paper, what leads. In the BBC, it gives a what information. And in the local, like V6 or Telangana, whatever it is, we can see that comparison how the media represents a structure. Where the storage of the content, that content of the media, how it will be controlled, and how it will be like edited manner, how information precise to the send it to the audience. It cannot be whatever you have written, cannot be goes to the audience. If it goes, what happens? WikiLeaks. You can see that WikiLeaks, what happens? He stored the content. He controlled with them. Whenever you want, it is just delivering. What happens? The countries will imbalance regarding the information stored and shared if it is unknowingly shown to the audience, which is not relevant. See, audience means if it is country to country information, elite likes like see Ministry of Information, like Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, it gives the information to the country different with the other news channels. It can be news channels wherever, whatever they want, they can say. But as per the representation by the Indian government, given information to that particular, like locally, we can see that DAP, I think, Department of Visual and Publication, DVAP, something is there. They cannot share whatever, click the information to this particular stored information to that particular channels. So that's why they call the press conferences, precise the communication to the press conferences in that mass communication to be delivered at a time. So that structure, we can see that type of the mass media. How already mentioned that newspapers, radio through, cinema, television and video. That mass communication will be like paper, newspaper, maybe the printed, radio, maybe live, maybe recorded, cinema, like effective mode is cinemas, television and video. Videos, we can see that any like encouraging regarding that child labor to be removed. So it recorded videos and performed in that particular level, district level centers and regional level, not to adopt, not to engage the people below 14 years of the age. How it can be communicated? It can be stored as some particular component and make use of many with that, even AIDS control and national resources to be like Swachh Bharat videos. These all will be communicated in a mass area, how it can be delivered to the people at a time. So in these times, newspapers are like it given a periodicity, maybe a daily. And radio 24/7 access will be there, based on that stored and live also will be there. We can see huge channels in that newspapers. Many papers are there, almost. How many dailies? Almost dailies are 5,000 above. We can make use of in Hindi, English, Telugu, all many languages in India. You can see in this Telugu 180. We are able to say how many? Maximum 10 to 12. Very keen about that, maybe beyond the 10, 20 max. But we can see that dailies are 180 around in Telugu. All over the India, 5,000 above. We can see the tabulation form in a page number 107. This is almost like, you can see the decade before or a 5 decades before, you can see that very minute. Due to that electronic advancement and technology advancement, nowadays materials are printed very easily. And we can compare with that international telegraph, Washington DC. You can see that previously we used to like materials cost will be very high. Now we can see previously British Library was there. If you want to get a British Library, a newspaper like Washington DC, you have to go there only. Now we can see electronic print also. That printing taken place, technology boosted for that printing event. At the same time, once it is conversion taken place, electronic media existing. So you can see newspapers. Next, cinema. Cinema, it is upcoming, easy accessible people and also influential very easily. Sometimes it may not be like truth, but it can be implemented or it can be influenced very easily. Page number, I'm going through that. Page number 109, cinema, please. Previously, like it's a radio also. Radio, we can know that how influential. Radio Annaya, we can see that illiterates have access to the radio. You know about that very old term like Ushasri, I think, I don't know what is the name. Ushasri, someone else. Annaya and Chellama regarding it's a very easily accessible radio talks. Those are illiterates. See, if radio talks literates, we can understand very easily. But how it goes to illiterates? Nowadays, we can see that local news, we are not using that particular language, but it's a very localized language we are using. It should not be like that, but we are using whatever local language. Same similar, in a radio, they used to discuss regarding the agriculture sector, how to be like a simple terminology I make using of the Telugu also. మన లోకల్ గా రైతులు ఏ పంట పండించాలో వాటికి తెగుళ్ళు, మేబీ లైక్ డిసీజెస్, ఫంగై, ఎనీ డిసీజెస్, బ్యాక్టీరియా, ఫంగై, అట్లాంటి ఓవర్కమ్ కావడానికి ఒక స్మాల్ డిస్కషన్స్ లో రేడియోలో రిలే అవుతుండే ఇంతకు ముందు ఆల్మోస్ట్ 3-4 decades బ్యాక్. నౌడేస్ వి ఆర్ రేడియో ఎఫ్ఎం ఓన్లీ రిగార్డింగ్ entertainment or like audio entertainment, I can say. But previously, they used to like 7 o'clock news or 7, only for 5 minutes used to read the news. Nowadays, we are 24/7 news are coming. Previously, they used to communicate in a small like edena tegullu. It's the effect. Recently, we can see that many crops damaged due to the like in a seasonal manner. I can say that in a rainy season. What happened? We come to know anything like damaged crop. So that they used to be like communicate to the radio. So TV, some people may not be available, but nowadays everybody is having that all communication. Previously, in the olden days, nobody is having that. Even radios also. Radio will be communicated many people if they keep sit along with them. Even news also. You can see that old picturized things. You can see radio with many people in a panchayat area. So listen to that particular about the weather also. The weather condition, what they can do by morning itself. What is the weather condition? They used to tell about that in a radio only. And cinemas, you can say about that, how the cinemas impact in that particular manner. Previously black and white, then color, then Eastman color, now VFX. Another thing is television. Cinema and then television. These two is a similar term. Cinema is they have the particular time bond, but television is relay. Whatever it is, relay. Cinema, it can be stored and based on that need or based on that production process, it can be delivered to the audience. Television is like restructured manner. It can be stored as accessible. Simply, we can say television classes, radio classes, Gyan Vani. We can see that. Video, same similar EMRC I told about that video communication. We can see that this all information, whatever we are just studying in that unit 8 is similar to our own structure. We can just compare. So I can just take you like newspaper. Simply, you can see the newsletter online right now. If it is printed on a desktop or on a doorstep, it can be the newspaper, and it has a periodicity. And a radio, like radio lecture series are there. Cinema, if it is like special occasions, if you take the cinema and send it to the many people like on a particular event, it can be delivered to the audience. Particular event means we can see that already given example. Below 14 years, we cannot, we should not accommodate any job or any particular industry not to accommodate as a daily labor. And we can say about separation of the waste material. GHMC taken place like small cinema or 5 or 10 minutes. It launched in the cinema halls like 5 minutes, not to club, wet and dry. And also bio, it should be separated with that hospital itself, bio waste. So similar, we can make use of that cinema. A small example I am giving. Television, teleseries, Mana TV, you can see that Mana TV. Video license, EMRC, or whatever we have in that Swayam portal. And the cell phone. Cell phone is mainly, it influences to communicate, including, I'm telling, nowadays, previously used to require like cameraman and equipment to give the relay regarding the news live. But nowadays, with small camera, with the cell phone itself, we can sit somewhere and make use of with the cell phone. We can interact with the people by sharing that video links. Like almost similarly in our own class, present class, we can see WhatsApp call with many people. It cannot be like that much clarity will be there. If designed for the electronic and mass media communication, people can make use of just a cell phone, give the news to the local, to the stored area, like located where the server access. See, Ramoji Film City, see, someone cannot be go to give the CD or copied one to the relay the news. Then and then some small village, something happen, it can be relayed then and then without make using of that specialized camera one. Now it is happening. Okay? So this is importance I can say. And another like 111, you can see that digital technology and mass media, whatever I am telling regarding fiber optic, digital technology, these two are advancement. Digital technology is like hardware, enhanced hardware and storage place based on the fiber optic measures like 5G technology. It can be transfer media and communication very easily to the digital technology, reached many, like stored high range, collected many, stored in the high level and given to the many people with the make use of digital technology. It like IT boosted for the text. Then this technology, digital technology boosted for multi-text, whatever it is, multi means like audio, video, as well as movie, like movement, picturization, taken place with the digital media in a mass level. Make possible type of information, the digital signals, the encoding and encoding into the digital signals. You can see that coder, encoder with the help of internet. What are the functions of the mass media? You can see the functions. UNESCO burden report. What are the functions to achieve the goals in a better way? You can see that dissemination of information very easily. Socialization. It can be so. See, we can say that the global world. What is the global world? We can transmit. We can translate culture to other areas. Represent or like it will like University of Hyderabad working on that cultural studies. It can be represented that UNESCO make use of like this digital mass functioning of that media. It can be communicated what is the culture, what culture of the people there, all 190 to 200 countries which involved in that particular area. Just we used to be just known as a names only, but nowadays you can see that name with the culture, what culture it is, what language there, how can we communicate? Now the English only the barrier, like barrier to the many people. Now there's no barrier for anyone else with the digital functioning of the technology advancement. I told about last time, which I am speaking in English or which I am speaking in a particular language. It can be converted into many languages with the make use of technology. I can speak same time with the many languages, even 14, by the accent of my own, which is even I am not well versed in that particular language. I don't know Kerala, Malayalam, but even though how the slang will be there, if I am talking in a Telugu, that slang will be converted into the translate the voice with person. That artificial intelligence is working on that. We can say virtual access, virtual reality. If we are speaking in English, communicating in a seminar, end user is only like particular local language, is unable to understand the English. But with the make use of the digital technology, artificial intelligence taking place, it converting into that particular person by the way the person talking in that particular language and a posture and a sign, it can be converted very easily to that particular person his own way. So this function as a mass media, you can see socialization, you can take in places, motivation, and promoting debate and discussion on a public issues. It can be promote easily, discuss the public issues, make use of the problems to be solved in a meaningful manner. Education is a live example of our education now. Present, how it is happening. After COVID, how the learning sector is totally changed. Previously, it was unable to reach which flipped already missed classes cannot be reached to the people. Now, as a storage place already stored, some classmates, if you stored, it can be accessed as live as later stage. It can be reached that lesson or information or the platform can be shared easily, even in education. And cultural promotion, whatever I said, United Nations can be promote culture. See African countries, how the culture is there. Even you can see the Maldives, how it the culture. By seeing this culture, we can just adopt. If you are going to some unknown area, if you know that particular culture, if you are going as a tour, what you will do? We'll prepare for that particular area. If you are going island, you cannot take all the luggage to there with you are habitually make use of food, cloth, whatever habits you have. You cannot take many, like 30 days you are staying somewhere, you cannot take your food to there. But what culture is there? You can see that. If you're going beyond like your own like clothing, whatever, it cannot be where like wherever you go, that particular culture, you can just see that. You can be adaptable. It cannot be like bring it back to that particular area, but you can see the access. If it is comfortable, you can just make use of it. That culture you can see. How the and one more thing I can tell about that. When the small example I can tell, we can wear Buddha's clothing. Even many of our people wear like Buddha clothing. If that person, if he goes to by wearing in Sri Lanka, immediately it can be put in a bar. Why? Anyone knows about this? The culture fact I'm telling. Anyone? Can we on and we can interact. We are not bothered about that Buddha as a cloth by using in the cloth as a print as a Buddha. We are not particular about that. But if it same, if you applied in wearing in Sri Lanka, immediately it will be under put on the bar. If it is first time, maybe, but I don't know. Maybe they allowed for that first time. I don't know. They can, but purposefully, if they are misusing that regarding their culture, not following, simply they put in a bar. That's why we should know about that culture. With that barrier of information, we can see this mass media, we can see the what are the culture is there before reaching them and before accessing to them and before experienced. And entertainment, we can see that mass media entertainment nowadays, what is happening entertainment is a digital mass media functioning. Previously, like 2 years or 3 years back, there was no online access to that particular immediate released movie. It takes like a month, years sometimes. But nowadays, it's a mass information, like make mass media by using of that immediately, day itself, immediately. Many screens are opening. Even your computer has a screen now. Computer has a theater screen. Within house, home theaters are there. Even if you are traveling, you can see that on your mobile itself, screen your recent released movie, that too only because of digital technology taking place. The mass dissemination of information, mass media. How the disseminate information? You can see that by the way of based on the time, need, and requirement and allowable accessible platform or horizon we can say, or a dimension we can say. The newspaper in India publish information, the government policies, programs, and activities. They obtain information from the Press Information Bureau, National Press Center, PTA, UNA. This already I told about that. What information to be shared? It will not be whatever collected, not as like easy to communicate. See, one photograph already mentioned about that. How it will be communicated in a audience ethical manner. Who is the audience? See, below 14 years cannot be seen like particular picture, brutally killed, whatever it is. But nowadays showing an electronic media as usual. It should not be. If it is happened like reality shown as usual, what happens? Other person feel that's allowable. That's why they filter the dissemination of information, the filter and give it to the people. This Press Information Bureau, whatever talk going on, it should not be reflected immediately. We have seen that many areas, like simply storing that and communicating in a platform, it becomes a viral. Later, the damage will be like enormous. You can see many areas. Almost small example I have given. Disseminating information, like that's why fake news should not be allowed. Mainly information person be aware about that. What is a fake? What is a right? Okay, that's why wherever you are going through the platform, like WhatsApp, I'm just unaware of my own like thing. I'm very sorry for that. Last time I just messaged regarding one pic took even unable to access recently. Just I communicate to the authorities, Kiran sir also regarding unknowingly it's happening. But we don't have any filters. See, no one is like alerting. We are communication in a proper way. It's okay. But unknowingly something happened, we should be very alerted manner, which is not practicing in our own area. I'm saying that. So somebody should be come forward as an initiator to alert. Because it's not the duty, because all enough information is coming, fake news. How can we alert our own people? It is not correct. See, some small example I can give. Nowadays, see, it should not be repeated in our any WhatsApp. Many people like, yeah, somebody is having that, somebody brain dead. Because these people are having so and so parts. Please kindly, if there is anybody urgency needed, please call this so and so number. I am just telling regarding this. Even today's Hindu, you can see it is a register is there by the government of India and also medical department in a particular state. It maintains the records whomsoever waiting for that particular organ. It will be stored in a database. Whomsoever they want, they cannot just give away like something damaged. They can't give their rights as knowingly like, oh, this person required. We can't. Because their ethics or their rules and regulations are there, we can't just give whatever we need. If somebody kids and kids needed, you can't. Until unless that registered data, as per that queue, that particular time only you can allow. But they can make as a priority, no one else. You can represent, you can say that this is a blood relation. These things happened kindly, that only can be requested, not on their own. But you can make many like people like I can see even every day, even some group, somebody's brain dead, happened this. So kindly tell me if anyone happened. Please don't allow such communication right now. All our whomsoever they join today, maybe 20 or 30 or 60 are in our group. Don't communicate fast through our own information provision. I can say it's okay. Layman is doing the thing better. But how the mission should be disseminate the information. Like PTA, then nothing else. You have to be like aware as a own citizen, how it can be respond particular information to be communicated mass level. So please be aware about that. Okay. This thing like we can also, we are not only students, particular giant here. It can be like our brothers can also be participating or sitting together. Or can be our own like people. Very aware about, then only should transfer the information. Okay. And mass media mainly is a very dangerous. If it is just click, it goes information. We cannot take it back. That's why once we clicked, you have to think about that. If anything else, you can just put parameters to be controlled. and socialization. Main mass media is socialization. Previously, it was not like that so easy to take the news to communicate whomsoever required person. Recently, we can see that. So small example, Sonu Sood, Tractor One, it can like what happened, and sometimes it may be misused also. You wanted people do that, make use of, make use of it. So that's why we think about that. Suddenly, it socialized. It can be good. Suddenly, it becomes a vast also. Good or bad, the same happens. But only thing is, as information professionals, we are talking about that. How communication can be taken place in a controlled measures under the ethical manner. And motivation. How can we motivate with the information? You can see that motivation like Swachh Bharat, you can see motivate the people, but not to waste our own resources only for the namesake. Okay, we can see that recently Isha Foundation is working on that. How it can be like soil can be preserved. Nowadays, everything we are preserving, storing, and disseminating it, whatever. But soil, how can we? Because not to make use of many like fertilizer to weaken the soil, it cannot be serve the purpose of that next level of the after three decades. What is the soil strength, and how can we feed our own population? Like this, all motivation things also can be make use of mass media. Please kindly mute, madam, someone. And promoting debates and discussions on public issues. If you make like public issues, how the debates, you can see that how sound pollution, I can say that in a nowadays debate. See, it should be like a materialized database to be stored manner. We can see that accessible debate whenever we required in a future also. Like that content to be developed. If there is any promoting debate or discussions regarding, see, RTA, we debate how the RTA implemented, how the extracted the information from the government. Until unless we write RTA, it cannot be. No, not like that. So small information can be, we can see that it can be mandate information. When see that a small example like like AICT. AICT can see that mandate information is there. How the discussion taken place regarding mandate, it worked on that information not sharing, not giving through their website. It became as a mandate by the colleges to share the information who is teaching what subject, who is working on what designation, who is within your locality to teach the particular people. Previously, without knowingly that without that database taken place, like one person working showing as a working here, and the same person showing as another state in next to adjacent to our own state. So that database developed regarding after small discussion regarding that on UGC under the UGC and ACT people in a high level committee, they come with that conclusion that database to be developed, and these elaborate to the people like university, AICT, and stake, like academic stake, whomsoever the student or a parent or a local area can be accessible. So how it's happened? It recorded manner with the debate only, with the discussions only. And the same thing, national education policy. We can promote debate and the discussion how the national education policy can be implemented. And Kasturangan committee, already we know that how the committee developed report and make use of displayed manner, we can discuss like, is it implementable immediately? So if it is implementable and another committee already discussing in our own state, higher education, they planning to implement how it can be accessible with that national education policy to be implemented at the particular level. It already implemented the central government with that particular 2021 asked to implement, 2022 is implementing. How it will be? Like they discussed, they debated. Same similar manner, we can promote the debate and discuss on public issues. When it comes as a public issue, it's a common that who is the public? In the national education policy, the public is all over the population. Those are present, previous, and future generation involved in that. So it can be made as a public issue. Similar in any form like TV and video and have the terrific effect in a public views. You can see that radio, newspaper, everything. Next, education. Mass media bring knowledge to masses. What it brings? Knowledge to masses. It is information with us, but it's stored with the particular idea delivered to the mass. It can be through the education only. In the education, it can be very much influence. See, recently one discussion regarding that environmental impact. How the environmental impact will be there, we can see the make use of it. What are the resources we have? How we are demand is there. Small example, I can take the water. How we are taking out from the phenomena from earth, like upper or down, whatever in beneath we are going, maybe the 100 feet, 200 feet, 200 feet, 300 beneath into that particular earth, say earth crust. When we are taking extracting the water, what happens? So we are serving purpose today's, it's okay. What about tomorrow's? So this particular upper layer of the soil become degraded because of that moisture level coming down. Why moisture level coming down? You can see the concrete jungle in not only the city, is a two-tier cities, the villages, even concrete jungle is encouraging. If we not stopping for this, at least for a moment, at least rainy drop cannot be going to that. You can see that how the plastic damaged already. Plastic already reached many areas. That plastic is not allowing the water. So what happens? So that's why we have to educate the people. Where? In academic platforms. If we have the particular information as information professionals, how the education sector impact. In that we haven't seen any library term, but whole library resources only like next level of the understanding of the education delivered. If the stored one particular process, storage is nothing but the resources are stored. How it can be delivered to the particular time? Already I mentioned many times regarding if you are working in some organization, they need particular information only. We going into the R&D sector in the chemistry, chemical ICT thing. They need chemical concepts, abstracts, how fast, how best to give it to their scientists. If you go to the legal area, the legal information, what are the cases, how the people are arguing that particular area, criticizing manner, how is the deliberations going out, particular attend to the particular area. Recently, ADR issues are discussed by the Chief Justice of India. Why the ADR issues? ADR means alternate dispute resolution. Why the ADR issues are coming nowadays? As per the population, we don't have any particular ratio with that. Even judges as well as advocates, those are practicing, not well versed in that conflicts raising. So that we cannot control particular areas. So the ADR issues to be developed, even international arbitration also recently come up with the International Arbitration Center in Hyderabad. Why this International Arbitration Center Hyderabad come up? See, some company want to file a suit, company in between company, we have to go to the Singapore. Only the Singapore, Asia is only the Singapore is there. So many people like unable to fight and losing their the money. So they want to be like amicable situation to be developed in our area because international establishment already come up in India. So where they have to fight with their suits, so it can be come to the Hyderabad. What alternate dispute resolution area issue internationally it can be workable, but their judges only will be allowed to discuss regarding mid-length. Same information channel we can make use of it, even particular area. We have to make use all. See, that's why I'm telling about that. We should not be stick to that particular subject. Our information professional, we have to be deliver the services to the many people. Maybe the our client, maybe the user, maybe the student. That student may be the handicap, maybe the unable to speak, maybe the unable to sound, maybe unable to the listen. So the user depends upon that. We have to work as an information professional. We have to make playing a vital role in that present scenario. That voluminous information just as a like ocean. ocean of information is coming out. We have to filter and communicate how best, how fast way. Every time I'm telling, as a information professional, make tag. You are once BLSC completed, MLSC completed. You are the license holder. Like, yes, you are able to handle the information. Like, if you have the driving license, what do you do then? You are allowed to drive on the road. Same thing, information professional, complete your coursework. You have to be very bold enough to face the situation for the future course of time. How you can culture promotion, as you can show that already I discussed regarding the culture promotion, entertainment, integration. See, entertainment, I think I'll just tell about that. Very hard work taken place with the crores of rupees invested. So simply make tag with that is good or bad. Rating. That rating, same thing happened to our own culture into the education sector also. What happened? You can just give the feedback by the listening to the classes, how the lecture happened, seminar happened, how the knowledgeable person giving the knowledge by in advance preparing or unprepared and coming, or preparing just managing, or unprepared but able to. These all feedback, how it comes? Based on the feedback, it can be refurbished, our own ideas into the knowledge. Maybe the knowledge to information, then it can be recycled with that allowed data into the again information, knowledge, and wisdom. So in between, we are the only the bridge. Those are bridge as information professionals. How past, how future required. Recently, one term was mentioned. I think I don't know who used that. We are using 20th century, 19th century technology for 21st century requirements on 20th century platform. Make using of that 19th century thoughts on working on 20th century platform for 21st century generation, like people. Is it possible? We can't. But we have to make use of technology which is able, which is available, which is capable with our own skills, I can say. We cannot say that everybody is the similar. We have the whatever skills we have to be attentive and deliver how best. For these competencies, mainly what are the impact in integration manner? How can we integrate? See, we can see the database, how it can be integrated. You have some ideas, I am having some ideas. Third person required both the ideas to be implemented. Once platform created this integration part, it is a very easy to reduce that either the conflict or the problem, deliver in a better way, show the path to predefined manner. It helps different sections in very easy manner and be very competitive, delivered through the mass media. This mass media helps. You can see that you can go back to the mass media. What are the mass media? What are the functions now? Disseminate information, socialization with this information. Pros and cons are there everywhere. Advantage and disadvantage will be there, but we have to overcome with that our own these competencies for the organization. How can we deliver our own users, our audience, our people? With the promoting debates, already mentioned that education as well as culture promotions, entertainment, and integration. Already first instance I told about that the communication is not properly communicated to the audience or the users, it leads to conflict. We can see from our own house to international present war. How the communication taking place, we can work on that. Do small research if able. You can work how the communication effective or on a social sector leads to economic imbalance. That you can just make a terminology. That's I'm telling to you all, like already MLIC is like research oriented. BLIC is a professional bachelorate, not this bachelor degree. It is after bachelorate, it's a professional bachelorate, 1 year already studied. And you are going to complete your MLISc program, which is equivalent to PG. first and second completed almost. So now you can be like, next level is what? Research oriented. If you're working, have you practiced? You're going for the beyond again, going for the research. Either you're practicing as an information professional, or next level studying as a research oriented person, or your own area as an entrepreneur. If you want to make as entrepreneurship, yes, you can. Available things, make database and share with them. Everybody is doing that. Open source, whatever you have, can make use of entertainment. Like many people are working on that. Some I can make as an example. A reviewer, you can make as a reviewer, or blog. You can develop the blog on your own. Make use of it. Take whatever your own interest. Make friends. What are their interest? Make use of it. How platform will be integrated and communicated in the social sector. With that, you can immediately can't get the money, but slowly you can make step. How can make it possible, even as a entrepreneurship? I'm telling. Small example, I can say one very old lady, maybe 80 years ago. How she prepared that cook with the ingredients she developed, now very huge demand. Many teenagers are following that. That's why what we can say, make whatever like present class or previous classes, how we can become a practitioner or research oriented person or research scholar or entrepreneur. See, I need some manual things are somewhere it is going to practice. How can we help for them? Manual to automated one. How can we type and give it to them? How can we help? See, nowadays library automation, we can't say that library automation 100% done. But now presently, these almost whomsoever the reasoning that particular class, you can make use of whatever knowledge you have. Nearest library, if there is any requirement, you just work for them. Initially, maybe they're free, but slowly, if you make a tag, yes, you can earn with that also. Whatever data recorded, 10 rupees, 20 rupees, you do work for that. Make use of, convert physical like textual data into that computer database. Make use of open sources we have. Small practice you make. At least like whatever we have the WhatsApp group people, just interact what they are applying. Small research also you can do. Make conclusion. Oh, this is happening nowadays. You can make readily. See, in MBA, like MBA almost similar 2 years course. In that small project, they go for the market research. They go with the small, like they want to sell the pen. Reynolds, I'm saying example. They are going with that example with the one pen. They have to sell it in the market or socks. They have to make practice with that. How experienced with that? People, someone say, go. They say, I'm not required. These are to be listened the parameter. What are the characteristics of the people thinking about that any new product going to particular area? If you're going nearer to the college area, differs. If you're going to the working area, it differs. Whatever product I'm saying. So same similar manner, how can we practice in our own information professional area? So we can go how they experienced with that own ideas, getting the information in the information resource in the particular library. Just go and sit in a public library, how they are experiencing getting the information. Maybe the book, maybe the access to the particular person. Recently, human brain are in the library right now. They are discussing the problems by sitting some corner. Human library, I can tell about that. It's happening in Hyderabad. Slowly, it's like it may happen, but it not immediately happens. But I'm saying new ideas can be become as an entrepreneurship also. So make use of it. Now time is at 12:15. Libraries and mass media, how it can be applicable for our own area practically. Okay, just whatever small examples I have given, make use of it, elaborate how it will be impact on libraries, how the information communication and mass media impact our libraries, how it can be delivered our own resources to many. What are the libraries we have? Resources we have. What resources we have? Listed whatever we have. Whatever listed, we have to communicate in a maximized manner. See, somebody is having, we are having that information which is not reaching particular person having that project. That project, you don't know what the project they are having. That we have to take as a database. Somebody working on specialized manner, ask them to text or give the title to make use of maximum resources from our own side. It can be like research. Recently, like we are keeping in a library our own literature. Our own literature, how? Not just tagged one, not just printed one, not just materialized in the journals or wherever are published. Even raw data we are keeping in the library, which is not under the copyright. Somebody is working on some problem, we can say that these are people are working in our own area. We can keep as a track. We can see whatever literature is coming up, we can communicate to them by weighing up, see that who is working on what in our own organization or our own society. These libraries can be developed as the mass media based on this. Recently, Delnet is practicing. I can say that who's that the Delnet members, and it's a small example for that. And they are making use of like, I am having one library. My data is stored in that particular area. I can be shared with that member libraries. So member libraries, how many? Thousands or 78,000 are member libraries are there. Within that, maybe 10 or 20% shared their database. Database means just a title. They shared. What they shared? Information regarding, I am having so particular book in my area in architecture. Somebody is having interior design some area. Somebody is having that legal issues. Somebody is having that legal document. These all clubbed together like a Google platform. We can see that, not the Google. I am having next to my own library, somebody is having my own book, but I am unable to reach. With this platform, we can reach them. If we can access either physically, or we can telephone, or we can ask them to send interlibrary loan. How we can come to know that interlibrary? Somebody is having, only British library used to make database. So all over Indian British library is like, if you pick from the desk from the Hyderabad, you are traveling to the Bangalore, you can drop that book particularly in the Bangalore itself, not to come and return that. Are we having in the libraries? No. So particular group, they can see some group of institutions are there. Somebody is having in the north, somebody is having in the east, somebody is having that same four groups are four institutions belong to the same similar. How we can, the students can access our own library material. They can drop, they can pick. We can see that changes in even our local areas. It can impact in a particular mass media and communication tool they can access. Okay. We can see that how the cultural institutions are taken place, how the mass media largely to part of the libraries these days. We can see that we need not to work for storing all the things because cloud is there already. We are not materializing cloud, what is happening, but slowly we can shift into the cloud also because of the maintenance cost and the software updations, as well as the people to be work for that. Our own, we don't have any like proper profession in our college, you think. We are running on a small library, degree college, inter college. What degree college having? Very less information, like sources we are having, but less technicality we have. But this we need not to depend upon the technicality to hiring the people. We can go for the cloud, we can make use of it. So only one-time investment, I can say. It's not like so easy, but one-time investment is a particular vision. We can just reach the people, many. So we can even make a platform. Anything else? 20, now it is 12:20. Ours up to 8th unit is communication and mass media. Next level is you have to be very thorough about the knowledge, how it will be applied. Next class I'm telling, be in advance. This knowledge is like output of your own assignment, I can say knowledge. Understand? If you're just copying, like text is not the knowledge. It's a vomiting about the like text. You make use of it, how it can be understandable manner. Telugulo ani cheptanu nenu. Main ఏంటంటే అక్కడ voluminous information నీ దగ్గర ఉన్న 8 units information ఉంది. If you are writing precise manner, చిన్నగా రాయాలంటే ఎన్ని వర్డ్స్ యూజ్ చేసుకుంటారో ఆన్ యువర్ ఓన్ వర్డ్స్. అన్ని కావాలి, అన్ని రాయాలంటే కంపల్సరీ ఇప్పుడు 100 pages if you read 100 pages ఏమవుతుంది? 10 pages రాయమంటే ఏమవుతుంది? 10 pages ప్రిసైజ్ చేయాలంటే ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ పర్టికులర్ హ్యావింగ్ నాలెడ్జ్, దాని మీద నాలెడ్జ్ లేకపోతే అన్ని కాపీ చేయాలి, చేస్తే పేజీలు సరిపోవు కదా. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? ప్రిసైజ్ చేయాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి? మనకున్న నాలెడ్జ్ని అప్లై చేస్తూ మనకున్న నాలెడ్జ్ ప్రకారం కన్వర్ట్ చేయాలి. తక్కువ ఇన్ కేస్ మనం నాలెడ్జ్ ఉంది, తక్కువ దాని నాలెడ్జ్ ఉంది, అంత దాంట్లోనే ఉంది, దాన్ని ఎలాబరేట్ చేయాలంటే కూడా సో మనకు ఎలాబరేట్ చేయడం రావాలి, ప్రిసైజ్ చేయడం రావాలి. అదే టెస్ట్. మీకు అసైన్మెంట్స్ అంటే ఏంటి? 10 marks ఉంటాయి, 2 marks ఉంటాయి. 10 mark క్వశ్చన్ 2 mark లాంటి ఏం చేస్తాం మనం? Now you can interact, please. You can open session for all 45 minutes with the request of authorities. కిరణ్ గారు ఆర్ రాజా గౌడ్ సార్, allow them, those are interested, or allow them all for unmute. Restriction.
షార్ట్ ఆన్సర్ రాయాలి అంటే షార్ట్ లో రాస్తాము,
రాస్తాము.
లాంగ్ రాయాలంటే ఆన్సర్ ని ఎలాబరేట్ చేసి పెద్దగా రాస్తాం.
అది మనకున్న నాలెడ్జ్ ఉన్న పీపుల్, మన లైబ్రరీ సైడ్ యాజ్ ఎ ప్రాక్టికల్ ఓరియంటెడ్ అంటే ఒక ప్రొఫెసర్ వచ్చి ఒకటి అడుగుతాడు, ఒక ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ రిసోర్స్ అడిగితే మనం ఏం చేస్తాము, ప్రిసైజ్ మేనర్ ఆయనకి ఇవ్వాలి, అంతే కదా. మన దగ్గర పెద్ద బైబిల్ పేదది ఉంది, ఒక ప్రొఫెసర్ వర్కింగ్ ఆన్ దట్ థియాలజీ పైన ఏదో రీచ్ అవ్వాలని చూస్తున్నాడు. థియాలజీ అంటే ప్రిసైజ్ మేనర్ మనం ఇవ్వాలి, థాట్స్ లో ఏ థాట్స్ ఎక్కడ ఏమున్నాయని చెప్పడానికి ఒక పెద్ద వ్యక్తి వస్తే మనం ఏం చేస్తాము, బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దట్ పర్టికులర్ పర్సన్ ఆ విధంగా మనం రియాక్ట్ కావాలి. చిన్న చైల్డ్ వచ్చిండు ఏదో అడిగాడు, మనం పెద్ద ప్రొఫెసర్ వచ్చిన క్వశ్చన్ కి, చిన్న చైల్డ్ వచ్చిన క్వశ్చన్ కి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మే బి ద సేమ్, బట్ వాట్ ఎక్స్టెండ్ వాళ్ళకి అవసరమైనంతనే ఇస్తాం కదా. సిమిలర్ షార్ట్ ఆన్సర్, లాంగ్ ఆన్సర్స్ మీరు చేస్తున్నాయి కూడా మీ కెపాసిటీ ఎప్పుడు తెలుస్తుంది అంటే, పెద్ద సబ్జెక్ట్ పెద్ద డాటాని చిన్న చేయడం అంటే తగ్గించి రాయడం. మొత్తము ఒక బుక్ మొత్తం ప్రిఫేస్ అని ఉంటది, ప్రిఫేస్ ఎవరు రాయగలుగుతారు బుక్ కి?
మొత్తం చదివినా
అంటే మనకున్న ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ఆ బుక్ మొత్తం ప్రిసైజ్ చేసి ఒక సింగిల్ పేజ్ రాయాలంటే అంత ఈజీనా? కాదు కదా. ఆ లెవెల్ ఆఫ్ నాలెడ్జ్ కి మనం వెళ్ళాలి. సేమ్ వెనెవర్ యూ ఫైండ్ టైమ్ యూ మేక్ ప్రాక్టీస్ ఆఫ్ దట్. ఈ రోజు మీరు తిరిగారనుకోండి బయట అంతా, ప్రిసైజ్ మేనర్ ఒక రెండు ముక్కలు చెప్పమంటే ఏం చెప్తారు? మొత్తం స్టోరీ చెప్తే నిద్ర వస్తుంది అందరికి కదా. రోజంతా మనం 24 hours ఎక్కడ తిరిగామని చెప్పలేం కదా. ప్రిసైజ్ మేనర్ లో డే మొత్తం చెప్పమంటే మేబీ ద 1 minute, మేబీ ద 10 minutes కదా. సేమ్ అట్నే మీరు దీంట్లో కూడా మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి. ఐ వాంట్ టు ఇంప్లిమెంట్ ఇన్ యువర్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ అండ్ సొసైటీ. ఈ లెక్చర్స్ నేను ఏదైతే చెప్తున్నానో మీరు ప్రతి దాంట్లో ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయడానికి ఛాన్స్ ఉంది. ఓవర్లాపింగ్ ప్రతి దాంట్లో. సో దాన్ని మీరు ఏది ఎక్కడ ఏ విధంగా యూజ్ చేస్తారనేది మీ ఇష్టం. అర్థమైందా? యాజ్ పర్ దట్ మన కలాం గారు చెప్పినట్టు we invented that like missile technology invented, but where it can be utilized betterment of the society, ante kada. Same similar manner, whatever lecture series you listen even from other lectures also, it can be coordinated with your own future. రేపు ఇవన్నీ మీకు ఈరోజు మార్కులకు మాత్రమే పనికొస్తుండొచ్చు, పాస్ అయిపోతారు. తర్వాత ఈ ఎక్స్పీరియన్సెస్ మీరు డే టు డే లైఫ్ లో మేబీ ఆర్ ఎ ప్రొఫెషనల్ కంటిన్యూయింగ్ ఇస్ ఓకే, ఆర్ నాట్ కంటిన్యూయింగ్, బట్ ఇట్ విల్ బి రిక్వైర్మెంట్ విల్ బి మోర్ అండ్ మోర్ ఇన్ యువర్ ఫ్యూచర్. ఏదైనా కావచ్చు. యు బికమ్ యాజ్ ఎ ఎంటర్ప్రీనియర్, యు నీడ్ దిస్. యు బికమ్ యాజ్ ఎ టీచర్, యు నీడ్ దిస్. యు బికమ్ యాజ్ ఎ ప్రొఫెసర్ ఇన్ ఫ్యూచర్, యు నీడ్ దిస్. మేబీ ఇన్ ద సేమ్ ఆర్ మే నాట్ బి. ఇందులోనే అవుతారని కాదు, ఇంకా వేరే వేరే కోర్సెస్ మీరు చేసి ఉంటారు కదా, దానిలో ఎక్స్పర్టీ అయి ఉంటారు, బిఎడ్ చేసి ఉంటే టీచర్ అయి ఉంటారు కదా. అక్కడ మనకున్న ఈ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ప్రొఫెషన్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఏదైతుందో ఎవ్రీ టైం ఇంటర్నెట్ అనేది ఎప్పుడో ఇంటర్నెట్ అనేది కనుగొనబడ్డది. బట్ ఈ రోజు కూడా అది ఎందుకు ఇంత వాస్ట్ అంటే యూటిలైజ్ అవుతుంది? బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ప్యూర్ థియరిటికల్ మోడల్ ఈజ్ దేర్. అందుకని మీరు కూడా జస్ట్ ప్రిసైజ్ దట్, ఎక్స్పాండ్ ఇట్, ప్రిసైజ్ వాట్ ఎవర్ మోడ్ ఆఫ్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ యూ వాంట్, మోడ్ ఆఫ్ data you want, mode of resources you want. Meek user nu batti you can just communicate. Anything else you can interact, please. Meek ippadi varaku na 8 units lo ఏ ఉన్నా you can just tell me about that characteristics e gaani, nature of this thing gaani, where it can be implemented ani gaani, inka evaina beyond this daily life if you experience, you tell me that. You have that 5 minutes or 3 minutes more, I think 27. Okay, if permitted 2 more minutes take.
సార్ ఒకసారి ఈ టాపిక్ సంబంధించి కొంచెం ఇంపార్టెంట్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏమైనా ఉంటే చెప్పండి.
కొంచెం వాయిస్ కొంచెం ఎక్కువ చేస్తారా మేడం? నేను నా దగ్గర తక్కువ ఉందా, మీ దగ్గర చూడండి ఒక్కసారి.
ఓకే,
యా యూ కెన్ టెల్ మీ.
ఈ టాపిక్ సంబంధించి కొంచెం ఇంపార్టెంట్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏమైనా ఉంటే
కరెక్ట్ అంటే టెక్స్ట్ చేస్తారా అమ్మా? వినిపిస్తుంది సరిగా?
ఓకే. ఇంపార్టెంట్ క్వశ్చన్స్ చెప్పమంటున్నారు సార్. ఇంపార్టెంట్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఈ యూనిట్ లో.
ఏ యూనిట్ లో?
ఈ యూనిట్ లో సార్ మీరు చెప్పారు కదా,
ఇంపార్టెంట్ చెప్పమంటున్నాను.
ఇంపార్టెంట్ క్వశ్చన్స్ చెప్పమంటారు.
క్వశ్చన్స్ మెయిన్ మీకు వచ్చేది ఏంటంటే ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ మీడియా అంటే చాలా పెద్దది, దాన్ని మీరు ఈజీ అండర్స్టాండ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఎందుకంటే ప్రజెంట్ సిచ్యుయేషన్ ని అడాప్ట్ చేసుకొని ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ అండ్ మాస్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ మీడియా అది యూసేజే కానీ మన అంటే ఎప్పుడైనా ఏం చేయాలంటే వీఆర్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ప్రొఫెషన్. ఇదే లెక్చర్ సిరీస్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ గోస్ టు ది జర్నలిజం సెక్టర్ ఇంకా హై డిమాండ్. మనకు కావాల్సింది మాస్ మీడియా ఏ విధంగా మనకు లైబ్రరీ సైన్స్ సైడ్ యూజ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, మీరు ఎక్కడ పోయినా ఏ యూనిట్ కైనా లైబ్రరీ సైన్స్ అనే టర్మ్ పక్కన పెట్టేసి యాజ్ ఎ లైబ్రరీ ప్రొఫెషన్ అనే టర్మ్ పక్కన పెట్టి ఈ టెక్స్ట్ ఎక్కడే చదవండి. మీరు యూనిట్స్ ఎక్కడే అదే చదవండి. ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ అండ్ సొసైటీ, దీంట్లో వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఇంపార్టెన్స్, ఇది మాస్ మీడియా అండ్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ ఏమి ఇంపార్టెన్స్. ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుందంటే సేమ్ డిజిటాల్ లైబ్రరీ ఉంది, స్మాల్ స్కూల్ లైబ్రరీ ఉంది, ఇంకొక ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజ్ లైబ్రరీ ఉంది. ఈ మాస్ మీడియా అండ్ కమ్యూనికేషన్ మీరు కలెక్ట్ చేస్తారు. ఇప్పుడు మీ ఈవెంట్స్ ఒకటి మీ కాలేజ్లో 10 years సెలబ్రేషన్స్ అవుతున్నాయి. మీరు ఏం చేస్తారు లైబ్రరీ తరఫు నుంచి? మీది 10 years సెలబ్రేషన్స్ అవుతున్నాయి, మీ లైబ్రరీ 10 years అయింది. మీ లైబ్రరీ అచీవ్మెంట్స్ ఏమున్నాయి, ఎట్లా చేస్తారు అంటే మీకున్న రిసోర్సెస్ ఎక్కడెక్కడ ఉన్నాయి, ఏమేమి చేస్తారు మీరు, అవన్నీ ఒక టర్మినాలజీ పెట్టుకొని ఇయర్ వైజ్ పెట్టి ఆ 10 years ఒక దగ్గర పెట్టి ఆ 10 years ఇది విత్ ఇన్ లెస్ టైంలో యూ కెన్ డెవలప్ యువర్ ఓన్ ఏరియా కదా. హౌ ఇట్ గోస్ టు ద పీపుల్, ఒక మాన్యువల్ లాగా వెళ్తుంది. మీ 10 years ఏదైతే ఉందో ఆ సర్వీసెస్ కానీ రిసోర్సెస్ కానీ ఎట్లా ఇంపాక్ట్ అని వేరే వాళ్ళ ఫీడ్బ్యాక్ కూడా తీసుకుంటే నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చే ఇయర్ ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్ వాళ్ళు ఉంటే వాళ్ళకి ఇది మాన్యువల్గా తయారవుతుంది. ఓహో, మీరు ఈ సర్వీస్ ఇస్తారా, మీరు ఇంత ఎక్స్పాండెడ్ మేనర్లో కమ్యూనికేట్ చేస్తున్నారా. నేనేం చెప్తున్నా మీకున్న ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ రిసోర్సెస్ స్టోర్ చేసి డిజిటల్ టెక్నాలజీ యూజ్ చేసి మీవి పిల్లలకు అందించే విధంగా, పిల్లలకు, టీచర్స్కి, ప్రొఫెసర్స్కి, వాట్ ఎవర్ యూసెస్ యూ హ్యావ్. ఈవెన్ కొన్ని కాలేజ్ ఇప్పుడు ఏంటంటే మెడికల్ కాలేజ్ ఉన్నాయి. వాట్ ఆర్ ద ప్రాక్టీస్ దే ఆర్ హ్యావింగ్ మెడికల్ కాలేజ్లో పబ్లిక్కి యాక్సెసబుల్ మెడిసిన్స్ ఇవ్వాల్సి వస్తుంది. అక్కడ సేమ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ కార్పొరేట్ మెడికల్ హాస్పిటల్, దే వోంట్ అలౌ పబ్లిక్, దోస్ హు పే దే విల్ అలౌ. బట్ మెడికల్ కాలేజ్ ఏంది, కాలేజ్ మెంట్ ఫర్ స్టడీ. స్టడీ అంటే ఆ కేసెస్ రావాలి, కేసెస్ ఉండాలి, పిల్లలకు నాలెడ్జ్ ఉండాలి, పబ్లిక్ ఉంటేనే అక్కడ నాలెడ్జ్ వస్తుంది. సో అందుకనే మనకు మన యూజర్ ఎవరు అనే దాన్ని బట్టి వీ హ్యావ్ టు మోల్డ్. మనకున్న ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ రిసోర్స్ ఏంటి, మన యూజర్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్. we are the very influential personality to facilitate the better way. మనం ఫెసిలిటేటర్స్, రైట్? ఇప్పుడు మీ క్లాస్కి మీ దగ్గర ఆల్రెడీ బుక్ ఉంది, అథారిటీస్ ఆల్రెడీ గివెన్ షెడ్యూల్స్. నౌ వీఆర్ జస్ట్ ఎ ఫెసిలిటేటర్. వెన్ వీఆర్ ఇంటరాక్ట్ ఫెసిలిటేటర్ యాజ్ ఎ ఫెసిలిటేటర్ ఇట్ కమ్స్ ఎఫెక్టివ్ మేనర్. లేదు నేను టీచర్గానే ఉండి మీరు ఏదో విన్నారనుకోండి, ఇట్స్ లైక్ లుక్ లైక్ ఏ డిగ్రీ, జనరల్ డిగ్రీ కదా. If you interact your own ideas, particularly you are just built up your research oriented sector in the future, I am telling. అందుకనే మన పీజీ వాట్ ఎవర్ ప్రొఫెషనల్ బ్యాచిలర్, ప్రొఫెషనల్ మాస్టర్స్ ఈజ్ నాట్ సిమిలర్ టు అదర్ కోర్స్, ఐ am telling. మీరు ఇక్కడ ఇంజనీరింగ్ స్పెషలైజ్డ్ పీజీ చేస్తే ఓన్లీ ఇంజనీరింగ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ కి మీరు టీచ్ చేయగలరు. కానీ ఈ ప్రొఫెషన్ నన్ ఫర్ ఆల్ జాక్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ నన్ ఫర్ ఎనీథింగ్ అని అంటారు కదా, నన్ ఫర్ మాస్టర్స్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ జాక్ ఆఫ్, ఇది ఉంది కదా. అది ఏంటంటే మనకు అన్నీ తెలియాలి, బట్ ఎవరికి ఏం కావాలో అవి ఇవ్వాలి మనం కదా. అంతే కదమ్మా, ఐ రైట్?
ఎస్ సార్.
విత్ దిస్ మాస్ మీడియా అండ్ కమ్యూనికేషనే కానీ మీరు ఏమైతే ఈ రోజు వరకు నేర్చుకున్నారో మీరు డైలీ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేయండి. అట్లీస్ట్ ఇన్ అసైన్మెంట్స్, సేమ్ అసైన్మెంట్స్ అండ్ ఎగ్జామ్. ఎనీథింగ్ ఎల్స్ టుడే? Yes, can we close the session with permission of authorities? For the next class, I don't know whether they already tuned. So now I am concluding the session. Okay. So next, knowledge that you have to be very prepared and come. Not like this. Okay. This is only like we are interacting, but knowledge regarding how we can manage the knowledge. How terminology to create a new knowledge. See, whatever we have that, we know that. But whatever requirement, we have to create a new knowledge. New knowledge ante ఆ టర్మినాలజీ మీరు ఇప్పుడే ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యి పాతోటిని అసైన్మెంట్స్ రాయండి, కొత్త దానికి ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యారండి నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్కి. ఇస్ ఇట్ ఓకే ఫర్ యూ ఆల్?
Yes, sir.
Kiranji, can I conclude? Is it there? Anyone else? So you can shift to the next class. I think I'm just taking leave. Wish you all the best. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck for your assignments and be prepared for the exams also. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.